Okay, I can see now the little galaxy IC4617, a tiny galaxy between the NGC 2607, if I'm right, near the M13 in Hercules. It makes a triangle with a right angle triangle with the star, which is near the brightest star, which is near the M13. But when you find the bigger galaxy, NGC 6207, I think, it will be easy actually to identify the 4617, the IC4617. Yes, that's very easy. That's quite visible, tiny but visible. I don't need even direct vision. The key is that to use magnification, because it's very tiny, and so you have to use higher magnification. This is 30mm ethos. I may go for 8mm ethos just to see what it will show. Okay, I'm using now Ethos 8mm. It cannot come in focus with normal length of the eyepiece holder, so I have to add the extension tube. When you do that, it comes to focus. If I want to go back to 13 or 20mm, 13mm Ethos or 20mm APM, I have to use remove the extension tube. So let's just observe. I can see it, by the way. I see 4617, very clear. It's a 12 magnitude galaxy near the Hercules, and I can see a core or something which represents the core of the NGC 6207. It's enemy, whatever it is bright. Can be a foreground star. I don't think it has active nuclei, like a quasar or something. It should not be that bright. I have to look in the map or chart or something. Okay, I'm using the Skywatcher Skyliner 300P Flextube Dobsonian telescope and the Ethos 8mm eyepiece with the extension tube to bring the focus a bit back. I can see that the asterism called propeller, and if you look carefully, you have to use high magnification to notice it, and that propeller is I don't know, as different apertures you may see different features, the patterns of the stars change, or different conditions, transparency of the sky, seeing condition. It can be because of that, but they exist in the photographs. You can see it in photographs. These alignments of the stars in a way that there is a tiny gap, the shape of a Mercedes-Benz sign. But when you actually look in the photographs, you can see this is more than that. They're hexagonal or octagonal shapes. It's strange why we see such a thing. It can be just chance arrangements. But at the same time, I like to speculate, which is far-fetched actually, but it can be that there are kind of designed feature in the form of octagonal sphere around this globular cluster. It's weird, I know. Some powerful civilizations, highly advanced aliens may have cleared those patches. I don't know what reason can be used. Capturing energy or clearing a safe passage through the stars, because we know that the stars in the globular cluster can hit each other and form what is all the stars. They are the red giants, but when they hit each other, they're so crowded that they're near the core that they hit each other and create something which looks like a new blue star, and they're called blue stragglers. Is it that clear passages that have been created around those systems of stars like globular cluster M13? It's very strange. I know it's far-fetched, but think about it. I wonder if anybody has written a science fiction about that. Okay, I'm using the Celestron 50mm Plossl, an eyepiece that if you use in terrestrial targets in daylight, you will see the central obstruction of the Newtonian telescope. But here in the night, you will not notice the obstruction. And it's pleasant actually. I like the field of view, which is not very constricted, not very wide also. And the stars are at the edge show coma, but mostly are alright. And it's beautiful. I like it. Comfortable. I thought that would be uncomfortable, but quite nice actually. Okay, I'm using the Baader Morpheus 14mm eyepiece with the 300P Flextube, the Skywatcher Dobsonian. When you use that, you have to use the extension tube. It cannot come to focus with the normal eyepiece holder. So when you use the extension tube, it comes to focus. I'm actually pleased with the view of the M13 with this, as good as the Ethos, may I say. And yeah, nice. Clear. Also I can see the NGC 6207. Okay, I'm using the Ethos 13mm with the Skywatcher Flextube 300P Dobsonian, and in the region of the head of the Ursa major, or probably Camelopardalis, I can see a fuzzy patch, looks like a galaxy, with one star near the center, probably another one somewhere else. I wonder is it NGC 2403. It's visible, so it must be around magnitude 8 or something like that, easily visible. So, interesting if I can find this galaxy so easy. I have to study the pattern of stars around it. So. Okay, I'm using the Televue Ethos 8mm, and I can say that this galaxy is actually an agent galaxy, kind of near edge. And there is one single star to the right of it, I mean in this view of this telescope, which is a Dobsonian Flextube, Skywatcher Flextube 300P Skyliner. And yeah, and also it looks mottled a little bit around the center, so sometimes I feel I can see a dark lane also in the middle, near the middle, slightly toward the right. So I wonder what is that? Is a galaxy near in the Camelopardalis? Hallelujah. I can see now the M81 and M82 Bodes Galaxies. And that's interesting. I was looking for them, I didn't find them. I found another galaxy, and then I came across this one. Yeah. And I can clearly see the dark lane in the M82 and the spiral pattern of the M81. Of course, not the individual arms, but you can see the spiral shape. Okay, I'm using the Maxvision 40mm 68 degrees field of view eyepiece, and it beautifully frames the M81 and M82. Beautiful. Lots of lovely background and dark velvety area. Then the brightness of the M81 and M82. Beautiful. Okay, a few degrees or 5 to 10 or 15 degrees toward the head of, more toward the head of the Ursa Major. I can see another patch. That's the galaxy. One is it that galaxy that I saw, the Camelot or this quite bright. Of course, not as bright as M8182, but you can see it anyway. And because it's Maxvision 40mm 68 degrees wide angle eyepiece, has such a wide field of view. I don't need even to move the telescope up and down. I just slide it in the azimuth, and it goes from M81 and M82 to that galaxy. That nebulous patch is around 1/3 of the M82, so it's interesting. It looks kind of triangular, or a little bit, one end a little bit wider than the other end. I hope it's not a comet, or is it a comet? I hope. But that means I will not see it there again next night, probably.